After meeting you and talking to you, this term uniform revolution came to my mind, which I told I was struggling for months together to get a right name. Then when I went backward and checked, we see industrial revolution, green revolution, white revolution, so many revolutions. Every revolution created a lot of opportunities for the ordinary people, and the hunger was addressed by all these revolutions. With the industrial revolution, people got job, then economy started moving, all those things happened. But the greatest revolution, internet revolution, is going on the reverse order. If you see, going to artificial intelligence and all those things, when you see, what is really happening is the human is eliminated. The human touch is eliminated. And the point which I am telling, with the uniform revolution, we can identify the unorganized sector and put all of them into an organized system by teaming up, creating team spirit, grouping them, properly training them, and identifying each one's talent and putting them into track. Coming to you, now 10 years back you have retired, but you have not retired. In my younger days, when I was studying in the school, I remember seeing my teacher retired last week. Next week he is holding a stick and walking on the road. The previous week when he was teaching in the school, he was well built, very strong, and the day he retired, he thought everything is over and he is walking like an old man. Today, at retirement, the life starts. I tell people, life starts at retirement. And seeing you, I think like there is no retirement for people. For doctors, no retirement. For teachers, no retirement. And why should we retire? What is there to do after retirement? So coming to this, India is the only country which is so-called developed and unorganized. If you go to America, you cannot be in America without knowing what you are going to do, what is that you are engaged there. In Mangalore, if I go and ask somebody, what are you doing, they do not know what they are doing. So suppose we do a simple system, identifying each person, what is your strength and what is the best thing which you can do, and come, team up together, we will give you training and do the best thing, and we create revenue model. I say it is like a career chef, career cooking, like creating recipes. I announced 75,000 jobs can be created just by giving a uniform, a decent uniform, and a designation called tourism ambassador. Now you came to Mangalore. Now I accompanied you last 2 days to visit places. Just imagine, without me when you were going, with me when you are going, how effective and useful that activity happened. And when we go abroad, we connect with people, people take us. In India, the concept is not there. We simply go somewhere, see and go. So in every segment, we, by creating decent uniform, dignified uniform, we can create a career for people. We can put people into systemic order and generating revenue, creating life, and running a decent life. And on that point, I want you to give light.
That is very true. You see, let me tell you, before we get on to the uniform, you see, we came here for 2 days. It's very correct that if Mr. Paulose was not there with us, things would have been very disorganized. The very fact that Mr. Paulose was there with us, within this short period of time, we could do many things. And not only many things, we did to our satisfaction. Today, tomorrow, when I'm going back, I know that I could not have made better use of this 2 days than what has happened. Secondly, you said I had retired 10 years back. Let me tell you, I still feel that I have not retired. I have only left, I have changed my job. I was with the Air Force and now I'm doing something else. And let me tell you, every day, when I do something, there are failures. Yes, in life there will be failures also, and This one. So failure doesn't put me off. It only teaches me a lesson. Okay, don't do that again. But it tells me as to what I should do. So every day I'm polishing my skills. I'm polishing my skills. I know where to step. I know I should not step on a wrong thing, etc. Anyway, now coming to the uniform aspect, what I have learned and I can remember in history is, during the 16th century, that is when the uniform in UK had started. For schools, nobody else. There's a teacher who thought that, when you have uniform, everybody looks alike. They all start thinking that they belong to one crowd. They belong to one group. The aim is specified. They understand that there is an aim and they go ahead. And that is when the uniform activity started. Learning from this, the military, there's that and the other, everybody started. Okay, we'll not go into too much of history. I spent a lot of time in NDA, National Defense Academy. There, you have uniform which you wear. Uniform is not only what you wear. If the cadets are told not to bring music system from your house, is also uniform. Correct? So it's a uniform law which is applied to everybody. Why is it told not to bring? Why are they told? There are children from poorer family who cannot afford a music system. Those days it used to be that tape recorder that was the music system. A rich fellow can bring a very big music system. So now the lower fellow, he feels uncomfortable, looking at a lot of things come to his mind that I'm a poor man and, his performance goes down, thinking that I'm a lower class guy. And a guy who is having a big system, he feels I'm a higher class guy. So he is no match for me. So now if nobody is supposed to bring anything, he is supposed to, even money, you're given only 120 rupees in a month. That money is meant for buying only oil and soap, which is not issued by the NDA. Oil for applying on your body and soap. Rest, everything is taken care of. Uniform in the sense, the uniform you wear. So there is a great uniformity there. So all the cadets are aware as to what is the aim of that organization. Training. So he trains well. If everybody has to wake up at 5 in the morning or 4:30 in the morning and go to one place, it's like a uniform. Uniformly, they go to that same place and they do the same exercise. Okay. Another nice aspect I will tell you, there is a boot in the army or even the NDA. It is called ammunition boot. In short, we used to call MO boot. It will be of leather. It will have a certain weight, specified weight. It will have a leather sole, 2 layers of leather as the sole. It will have a horseshoe heel and it will have nails on the bottom. Nails in the sense studs, metallic studs. Now all these shoes are of the same weight. All these cadets are supposed to wear that shoe. First time when you wear that shoe, it is so damn uncomfortable. You will find your toes, your heel getting, because of the abrasive effect, you will find bleeding, swelling, blisters coming, etc. But that shoe is not to be removed. And with that shoe, he has to run. He is given punishments to run such a distance. With that, he will keep running, marching with that shoe. And let me tell you, the end result after 6 months, you will find all the cadets have the same style of walking. From the walk, you can make out that he is a military man. Even today, there are a lot of guys who meet me and all that, and suddenly he'll ask, sir, were you in the defense? Now you wonder, and I now get inquisitive to ask him as to how did you. He'll say, पता नहीं sir, आपका चाल चलन से, आपका बोली से पता लग रहा है कि आप फौज में थे. So even if I don't want to tell him that I'm a defense guy, I was in the defense, he still catches on. So you cannot hide the fact. This is the effect of uniform. Now coming further, you see, uniform was devised for various reasons. One is for safety. You see, a guy who is working on a machine, if he is wearing loose clothes, on a lathe, it might get pulled into the lathe and it is dangerous for him. Correct? So there has to be a person who devises the correct kind of uniform for him. And that uniform should be so safe that, it should be sticking onto his body so that there are no loose items which get pulled into this thing. Then you have doctors wear a uniform for a different reason, so that hair doesn't fall into the wherever he is operating. So he has a cap also, and various other things, gloves, etc., so that the hygiene is not compromised and no foreign objects, like we call it in the defense, fall into the body, the cut, the operation area and all that. So these are the things. Another one is productivity. You see, in a factory, when you have a uniform, many factories like HAL and all that, they don't have any rank structure. You have the general manager also wearing the same uniform, the last fellow in the line also wearing the same uniform. They all feel that they all belong to the same organization. There is a kind of a belongingness. I feel that my boss is also with me. He will not come and work on the machine, but then he is wearing his uniform, he is doing his job. But when there is that feeling, that feeling is created. So one is that comradeship comes in. Secondly, when I'm not supposed to go to some place, I will not go there because I will be recognized. So this is the other agenda of having a uniform. You don't go to, you don't while away your time. During working hours, I'm going there and having a cup of tea in a place where I'm not supposed to go, so that is also there. So it keeps him within the department and he is doing his work. So you see, uniform has got various connotations. Then the, let us say, the color of uniform. Color of uniform. Like if it is in a desert, it should not be, obviously the uniform should not be black in color so that it absorbs heat. So it should be in a presentable color, isn't it? And then the pride, especially in the army, you will find Jat regiment is wearing a particular uniform, Assam regiment is wearing a particular uniform, father was in Jat regiment or Assam regiment. The son also wants to join that same regiment. You ask him why. He says, because I like that uniform. He says, I like that uniform, so I'll join. And it has got a lot of meaning in that. Now he joins that department, okay, and he goes for war. And he fights that war with that pride for uniform. He doesn't mind getting killed in that uniform. So you see where the uniform has taken him. So isn't the uniform a very, very motivating factor? For that uniform, I am prepared to do anything.
Yes.
So that is how it is.
Uniform got meaning, and we can give added meaning to the uniform. If you see a person in uniform on the street, you can trust him. You imagine you did not have a QR code. Even you can add on something to cross-check his identity without his notice. We can incorporate, like the morning we were talking about something like adding in the shoes, yes. Something which we need not discuss now, something like that. With a uniform, without that person's notice, we can check his whereabouts and check whether he is trustworthy, and then go and approach him if we are looking for something, and need not look on the signboards and see advertisements and call and search somebody. I come to a city, I am searching for somebody which I need some trustworthy service. I see somebody from far with a uniform. Oh, that person belongs to that group of people, trustworthy, I can go and take, and there is somebody accountable for that. This is what I want to give. Correct. A person come to a city, when a person come to Mangalore, mostly they will tell, I can trust the people in Mangalore, and they go and talk to them. And they come back again to the city. But we cannot say that all the people are trustworthy in Mangalore. We cannot say that. So we should assure that a person is identified with a uniform and people can approach. a city should become a welcoming city for the people who come to the city, then they will come back again.
Right.
And there are lot many services. I identified 32 services and created the concept of green card. I anybody approach me if they are trustworthy and having some skill, anything, some skill, and immediately create a card and give. Go and get connected. Any of the mentors of Global TV will guide you, freely guide you. What is that? If you come up in life and do something good, it is good for the nation. When everybody come together, it is good for everyone. So my simple philosophy is people coming together itself. Actually, when I am known as a free service person, but this is where I get connected with a large number of people. My father used to say, when going to forest for hunting, if you are afraid, come and you surround me. And by making this announcement, you can surround me, giving an offer that by being around me, you are protected, but actually he protects himself by surrounding himself with others. So, see sir, there are hundreds of great people like you wanted to help youngsters. And if a youngster come and ask you guidance, you will happily do it.
Of course.
And I have come across hundreds of them. They are willing to help. And putting that, we can give an opening for the youngsters. Come and talk and identify your strength and we will guide you. Then create teams. So I say role creation, team formation and brainstorming to identify what is the best that we can do. And creating it into a revenue model. Nobody can keep on doing free service or anything. Everything has a equation we can make. So I say career recipes should be made in the country. Now we have now millions of varieties of food items are cooked. We should create now new roles for the people. Those who are good in writing, those who are good in speaking, those who are good in drawing, those who are good in coordinating. I say there is people who are good in cooking. I create a role called taste maker. I tell them when some guest come, you prepare and serve some food and we will give you some order also so that we can deliver and generate money out of it. So it's like when you start doing something. So anything, we cannot plant a tree. We can plant only saplings. So small initiatives which we are doing, which will build our talent. And then when we grow, it can become, when 10 people are doing the same thing, then become a profession. So we need to create many professions, which is possible through uniform. And dignified uniform and indignified, that also there, sir. We purposely give some uniform to somebody to show that they are less than somebody else. For example, the driver's uniform in India, it is made like a not so respected uniform. Oh, you are a, and if like that person told, if you don't know swimming, you are going to die. He asked whether you know that science, this science, and finally in the water, he asked, do you know swimming? Otherwise, like that. So now I am so happy that this is what Global TV wanted to do. Connect to people and create a resource of mentoring people who are willing to mentor youngsters. So no youngster should go say that there is nobody guiding me, so I lost in my life and go and do this habit, that habit and spoil their life. You can come to us. I can give you hundreds of people to guide you and we can design suitable uniform for you which will define who you are.
That's right.
Sir. And you need to make a concluding mark on that, sir.
Yeah, that's correct. You see, during my days also, we were like unguided missiles till we reached, till we got a job. We were unguided, we didn't know what job. And a boy would take up the first job he gets because he may not get the second job. So, whatever job he gets, first he gets into it. But that he is probably, he has a caliber to do much better. Now, like sir correctly brought out, you see what I feel is around the class 6th or 7th, the teachers in school should have a dossier where they should start identifying the skill levels, he is trying to take on certain, he'll ask some questions in the class, engineering oriented questions. So they should teach in such a way as to stimulate that person to ask certain questions. So what does he ask? If he is interested in medicine, he will probably ask something on those lines. If he is engineering oriented or if he is accounts oriented, something like that, everybody can be, and then you nurture them accordingly. So by the time he reaches his class 9th, 10th, he already knows that this is the line I have to pick up, and around PUC, that is, I think they call it PUC here also, he has to take subjects. So he should be very clear as to what subject he is going to take. I'll tell you one small example of my own family. My elder daughter, she was very good in studies, all right? But around class 10th, she said, I will go for commerce, But I never liked, I never knew anything better, anything other than engineering and medicine. So I thought she should either go for engineering or medicine, that's it. And she had the caliber. But she says, I will go for commerce. I was angry. I said, no, please think over again. The entire night you think over, and tomorrow morning, because she had to probably tell the school what she wants to take. Next day morning, she says, I will go for commerce. I always thought probably her friends are taking commerce. This is also there, na? My best friend is taking commerce, so I also take commerce. But that was not the case. I allowed her to go into commerce, and today I am very happy that she did well in that, and she has a good job. She's a director under the government of India. All right. So what I'm trying to say is, you nurture a child as per the child's desire, and the child will do well. So that is, I think, very important. So this kind of an education should be given at school level. But unfortunately, like I find in Bangalore also, the teachers, they're not very serious about who should be the teacher. But in certain countries, the kindergarten teacher has to be very well qualified and very well skilled, because that is the building stage. You can't just put somebody there as a teacher. You have to be very, very serious about who's going to be there. So even our education department probably should insist on development of the children as per their own desire, identifying first and then developing them. I think that is what we should do.
I have a concluding mark here. I tell everyone should be wiser. To become wiser, I have 5 points. It is 5 skills actually. W for writing. Every person should acquire some skills for writing. And the second one is I is for 2 things, that is influencing and initiating. We have people take days together to bring some idea and come and talk to somebody, and that person within seconds will tell, no, this will not work, and they will negate it. So people are killing ideas, 1,000 people, they simply, whatever comes in mouth, they say, I shouted them. You go back and think 3 days and then come back and tell me whether to stop it or not. I thought 10 days and coming and telling you this is possible. I don't want you to tell that this is not possible. Can you do something to make it possible? This is my question. And you say it is not possible, I am not going to stop it here. So that is called influencer and initiator. The people who take the first step, that is the initiating. Now influencer is a YouTube term, influencer. And that is in the wrong direction. The people do wrong things and become initiator. Somebody did some reels, and in dance they did wonderful reels, 30 seconds, 40 seconds. And in a program, all of a sudden, they were asked me to come to stage and dance. They could only shiver there. Because the reels you can do, but dancing you cannot do. So, that 5 skills, one is writing skill, other one is initiating and influencing, really giving somebody coming out with something and then making it happen. That is the initiator. Then the speaking. Without speaking skill, you cannot live today. And today's children are very good in speaking. They have no block. And if I say a person is having fear in speaking, I told somebody I could not shake my hands with him because my legs were shaking. This is mostly because of the teachers. If I tell if a student is not talking, if a person is not capable of coming and talking on a stage, a teacher is responsible. Because when a person is started talking, the teacher is started telling that this is nonsense you are talking. It is told a mother is the best speaker, the mother is the best trainer. A child talk a bababa after 3 months of nurturing, and mother tells that is the best word, and mother repeat it as it is. From there to make the child to tell that word proper, 10,000 times that mother should repeat. If a mother tells the child, what nonsense you are talking, the child will never speak. This is the mistake our teachers doing. I told one English grammar teacher, if I get a gun and license to kill 3 people, I will kill 3 English teachers. But I will not kill you because you are beautiful, I told. So she was okay. The teachers are the people behind making people not to speak. The people should be allowed to talk, encourage. I remember his quote, in Indian model and the real development model, it is like in our model, people perform and come and ask the teacher what was my mistake. And the teacher tell what was the mistake. 1 to they are waiting to tell 1 to 10 mistakes. And they correct the mistake and grow. The other child, the positive environment, come back and ask what was my best performance today. And the teacher say, oh, the way you played the left side, the boundary, it was superb. And that child is growing on the positives. It is like 2 people are walking forward. One is looking forward and walking, one is looking backward and walking. The backward looking person is bound to fall. So people should be forward looking. So I told 3 skills already: writing, initiating, speaking. And then the one is education. Education is not the book education. Education is skill education. Whatever you are doing, you should perfect. You told 1,000 times you should repeat and practice until you become perfect on that. That is what is education all about. Now when Dr. Devan speak, we sit and watch because he 1,000 times he put effort and repeated it and mastered it. That is how it is. So I told when Dr. Devan speaks, everyone else becomes silent. Yes. And the next one is R, which is revenue model. You say anything is made, this is the workability should be noted. If the fan is not working, what is the point in making the fan? Right. So it is very clear if there is a revenue model that is practically possible. It is told it is like creating a circle and making it cycle. That will happen only when there is a revenue model. If there is no revenue model, you cannot repeat it. We cannot keep on doing something without having its revenue model. So these 5 things if we create, life becomes superb for each one, and coming together is success. And when there is a uniform, it take it into the different levels, sir. Then we can create opportunity for millions of people overnight. Thank you very much for nurturing that simple thought of uniform revolution. We will take on to that, sir, further. Thank you very much.
Thank you.